إلا عملك، إذا أحسنته جملك وإذا أتقنته كملك. أهلا بكم
Your work, it would complete you. Welcome, dear viewers from the Western Gateway to Egypt, Salloum city. The city that witnessed a number of important events in the history of Egypt, and today it is also witnessing an inspection tour for President Al-Fattah Sisi, the President of the Republic, building upon the path of development and construction. Egypt, the new republic, is developing everywhere and does not stop anywhere or at any governorate. Development to the east, west, north, and south. Good prosperity and construction is spread everywhere to achieve justice to development. And today we stand at the western spot, Salloum city, the border city between Egypt and Libya. As President Al-Fattah Sisi, the President of the Republic, is continuing his inspection visit to Egyptian governorates and cities. As the President is keen on developing communication bridges with the Egyptians everywhere to communicate with them their requests and needs in the future. A president for all Egyptian, a slogan that President Sisi has raised since he assumed power in Egypt and was interpreted into concrete steps on the ground. Matruh governorate, like other governorates, witnessed great development strides as well as development of services, utilities, and in addition to a number of major projects that emphasize that Matruh is the future of investment in Egypt, and confirms also that His Excellency President Al-Fattah Sisi, the President of the Republic, gives due attention to border governorates. Development in the new republic is a development that serves people in desert areas. In the past, it was the dream of the people of border governorates to find someone to listen to them and seek to achieve their dreams. And here the dream comes true today, as dreams never faces end.
فندم ده مرعي شوي مقاتل فرق 33 مشاه ميكانيكي
Brigade 33, the Western Army, from Salloum security post.
فندم لازم ليله العزم بقوه الارتكاز الامني المشترك جاهز لتنفيذ اي مهمه تروح منقول عليه.
You take leaves when we work here 20 days and we take 10 leaves. You and the personnel? Yes, we along with the personnel. What about the food? The food is good. We take our meals at the cafeteria in El Salloum. How many assistants do you have? I have 4 assistants and 1 corporal. First Assistant Ali Ismail Hassan Mu'min from the joint Salloum security post. Assistant Mohammed Saeed Badr from the joint security post and ready for any operations with high spirits. Do you need anything? Thank Your Excellency.
شكرا يا فندم.
شكرا يا فندم.
Thank you.
السيد الرئيس عبد الفتاح
His
السيسي
Excellency Mr. President Abdel Fattah Sisi, the President of the Republic.
السلام عليكم.
Peace be upon you.
كل سنة وانتم طيبين.
Many happy returns.
سعيد ان انا التقي بكم
I'm
والله.
glad to meet you today. Welcome.
أهلا وسهلا. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate.
أقول ان انا يعني أوجه لكم جميعا التحية والسلام.
Let me extend to you all greetings and peace.
أشكركم ان انا
And thank you
اتاحت لي الفرصة ان انا اتكلم
for
معاكم
giving
النهاردة.
me the opportunity to meet you and talk to you today. Let me tell you,
يعني محافظة مطروح وما يطلق
and let me tell you that Matruh Governorate and all western part of Egypt, this area was not enjoying due concern from the state over the past years. And I think that you've noticed that we are very much concerned with this area and we're working on its development. And there are a lot of projects targeting Matruh Governorate, be it projects like ports or the rapid train or the cities constructed. By the end of the day, we as citizens, and according to the nature of this governorate that has specific identity, culture and traditions,
هيكون لي تأثير كبير قوي عليكم
This would have a great influence on you
المرحلة دي وانتوا حاسين بده.
during
وانا
this
جاي
phase, and you
بالطيارة
have seen
شايف
this while I was on the helicopter. I've been watching the land. Once I was here before to inaugurate Gargoub port, and I was looking also from my helicopter to see things around, and I'm this time also coming with the helicopter to give myself the opportunity to see the changes that happened. I have seen great development, and this is just a step in a long journey. This is a development you are achieving, and the state is doing as well. As I told you, we're talking about new cities. Some people might ask, this rapid train that will come up Tir Gargoub or go till Salloum through Habata, what is the benefit of this train? Of course, it would be very useful, and even the outlet that we have been through and this point that we've been working on for years. And there is also a logistical site, over 350 fidans. These are all job opportunities to develop Matruh and the western part. Few days ago we were celebrating that Siwa and the project in it and the agricultural drainage project has taken a long period, yet it was finalized, and by this we saved this oasis. Nothing in Egypt would end or die so long as we are together. Thank you very much. We are all supportive of you, Mr. President, and long live Egypt. There was a big problem with the oasis, and this problem was solved. I have here Haj Bilal by my side, and he talked to me about this when we were inaugurating Al Alamein city, and he told me that Siwa would drown. I told him this won't happen, we'll solve this problem. The project took 3 years almost. So I would like to call on Haj Bilal and the people of Oasis Siwa to protect and preserve the project that we've implemented. We have established a system for water and wells. So please protect it, and we need to regulate and organize this system so that the oasis would be as it used to do before and to be even better. I was just talking to the Prime Minister and the Governor, telling them that we need to organize the use and the presence of the tribes according to their traditions, so that we as a state would have the opportunity to provide different services, education, health, and other services, to regulate this in a way better than the case right now. Once more, what was done over the previous years is not that much, but it is a step in a real development that is targeted by Egypt. You should remember that Alexandria was dependent, and its population were dependent mainly on Alexandria port. So you can imagine Gargoub port and the role it would play. We have opened part of this port. You can imagine what it would do in Gargoub area. And cities like Al Alamein, Ras Al Hikma, and all other cities we will construct over the coast, what they would do to the people of Matruh. The more there would be agricultural areas, schools, lands, hospitals.
فعايز اقول ايه ان كان في فتره من الفترات يعني ما كانش في فرصه للدوله انها تهتم.
If at a certain moment the state did not have enough
اتصور ان احنا ان شاء الله
to support the people of Matruh, I think that what we are doing now would give more attention and concern to the people of Matruh. And it is not just words, because we never say we'll do unless we have already done and we are opening it. And any project to construct a road till Matruh, to take people and trade and passengers between Egypt and Libya costs a lot. What is the use of that as citizens and people of Matruh? Of course, this would be useful for you. Everything that is done here would have an impact on the people of the governorate. I'm so glad to meet you today. And of course, since I'm here with you today, I understand that you need to be reassured about conditions in Egypt. I would like to tell you that for 8 years we've been working everywhere in Egypt, and there is no spot in Egypt that did not witness development, starting from Aswan till Alexandria and our borders with Libya and the Salloum. There is no spot in Egypt free from work that is done for the interest of the Egyptian citizens. While working on that, there was a plan implemented and a state vision You need to know that we are implementing our vision and plan till 2030, and we have been through 2 crises, and we have nothing to do with and the first crisis was the pandemic COVID-19, and the second crisis, the Russian-Ukrainian war. We have nothing to do with this. We did not take any decision that has put Egypt in this difficult condition. We did not take any unwise measure that caused what we are facing now. We are really facing a challenge and a crisis, and I'm here being honest. We are really facing a crisis, but it is one of the multiple challenges we faced before, like the challenge of terrorism that we faced during 2011, 2012. Some people used to ask back then, would this come to an end? Would terrorism come to an end? The bloodshedding of Egyptian youth, the instability, when would it come to an end? And I used to tell you, God willing, with the efforts of the people, and this will come to an end, and thank God it ended. And also there is a program for development, to develop Sinai, because this is their right. And I'm saying this so that the message would reach out to them. I would like to tell you I'm not going to talk about this right now until the full project is completed. What about the new delta? Is the new delta on Daba Road close to you? Yes, it's close to us. Would it create job opportunities? Yes. It can be also a source for trade. You can take agricultural products from it and transport it to our brothers in Libya. So if you will have here nearby at the outskirts of the governorate 2 million agriculture fiddans, and what about Tushka and East Oina? They are not far from you, and there are other areas. But I won't talk about them until we find whether there is enough available water for them or not.
يعني انا عارف انا عارف ف يعني ما بنقولش على الحاجات ديت لغايه لما نطمن.
So we won't talk about this until we make sure that all studies are made and that all measures are taken by the state. We as a state over the past 10 years were keen on not taking risks that would harm Egypt. But these two crises, COVID-19 and the Russian-Ukrainian crisis, we did not do them, but we are affected by them. What about their challenge and the difficult economic conditions? This is a challenge that would come to an end. Not because I'm here, but because this is God's wisdom. The world, the people face challenges, and with will, planning, and determination, they would overcome this challenge, and then we would face another challenge and overcome it also. So we are always struggling with our conditions, and the economic challenge is a challenge, and we are persistent.
لا احنا يعني انا عايزك تقول لي ان شاء الله ان شاء الله بس انا عايز اقول لك على حاجه ما تقوليش كمل.
Don't tell me go on, but rather say we will continue, we will go on together.
بيكم كلكم بوجودكم ان شاء الله. ربنا يكرمك. ارجع تاني لموضوع الازمه
I will
الاقتصاديه.
get back to the economic crisis because I know that people are worried about this. And the prices are high. I recognize that. But we are not standing still. We are doing our best to reduce the impact of this crisis through programs we are implementing, especially for citizens who are going through difficult conditions. I would like to say that whenever Egypt faces any crisis, we are confident that through planning, will, and work, and before that, all with the support of Allah, will overcome it, because we are working for the good of people. We as officials want nothing but good for everyone and for our country. Accordingly, we have no other purpose but that. So rest assured that despite these difficult conditions, and as Egypt has been through difficult conditions over the past 10 years, not just the past 10 years, over all past years, maybe the younger generations did not live that, but the older generations know that Egypt faced a lot of challenges, and with God's support and with will, we were able to overcome these challenges. In 1967 there was a big challenge, and in 1973 we were able to overcome it and became victorious. And a lot of other things that made people think, would we be able to overcome this crisis? You need to be sure. We as Egyptians, don't think that the state on its own and the officials on their own would be able to overcome this challenge. It's through people understanding and people patience who would be able to overcome it. There was the electricity crisis not the outage during the last recent period, but it was the real electricity crisis that we had before, and we were able to overcome it. And afterwards, during the climax of hot temperatures over the previous 2 months, we had to reduce the loads because the amount and the volume of fuel needed for the operation of the stations after the additional cost in fuel prices became a burden. Electricity, diesel, we sell it in Egyptian pounds and not dollars, but we purchase this fuel for the electricity stations and for vehicles in dollars. So when we have a burden, we should all be patient. We do not hide anything from you. I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to both you and the Egyptians through yourselves. I'm speaking to all Egyptians through you so that everyone would hear me. Every challenge we'll be able to overcome won't depend only on the state efforts, but on the understanding of people that we need to work and be patient. And it's not just a matter of constructing roads. This rapid train that would carry people from Sokhna to Salloum in few hours. What about the mobility of trade and passengers from the Red Sea to the Mediterranean Sea? The Mediterranean Sea means Alexandria, Gargoub, Salloum. I do not want to be lengthy. I'm glad to meet you. I had the opportunity as a junior officer to work here in Salloum, and I know very well people of Salloum and people of the western area. And Siwa, I've been in 1986 to Siwa in a patrol, and back then it had the problem of agriculture drainage, and I find that even after 35 years the problem was still there. People of Matruh and the Salloum are honorable people, people of traditions, kind people and strong people. We love you and I love you too. We as young people used to feel that we are a second-degree citizen, but now, during your era and without any compliments, we really are proud that we are Egyptians, Your Excellency. Thank you very much, and these are all. We would like to welcome Your Excellency to Matruh. The whole world is going through a difficult economic condition. We are all working, and the development is taking place everywhere, and your projects and initiatives are things that we never dreamt of, and the coming generations are going to benefit a lot from these projects, and they are going to enjoy a decent life through the Decent Life Initiative. All villages now are being developed through the Decent Life Initiative. I'm almost 60 years old, and I have never seen all these projects, roads and development in all fields. The construction of the desert youth centers. We thank you. All tribes, in the names of all tribes and the leaders of tribes, we express our support to Your Excellency. Since you assumed the post, I wanted to say this message, and I'm so glad to deliver it today. Thank you. Long live Egypt.
شكرا جزيلا.
Thank you very much.
اتفضل.
Go on.
سيوة.
Siwa.
يعني انتوا في سيوة مبسوطين دلوقتي؟
Are you happy in Siwa now? Yes, we are so happy.
طب انا هقول لك على حاجة منك انت بتقول لي احنا من
I'll tell you something since you say that you're from Siwa.
كل الحاجات اللي انا شفتها
All these things
اللي يعني
that I saw, the barren land, the trees and the palm trees that were wasted and lost. I 5 years ago said that I'm going to visit Siwa. I did not visit it yet.
لوك.
We are looking forward to this visit. Okay, let me ask you for something. We did what you asked for.
النهارده هديكوا 6 شهور
I will give you 6
ان
months,
شاء الله.
God willing,
6 شهور تكونوا كل الحاجات اللي هي
for you
الاراضي اللي اتأذت
to restore
وملحت
and reclaim and replant all the barren lands and replant all the trees and palm trees. Aren't you from Sima? Yes, Haj Bilal is from Siwa. Yes, he has a lot of money. Yes, he has a lot of money.
سيادة الريس سيادة الريس
Your Excellency, the President, we do not have a lot of money,
حاج بلال لكن احنا قلبنا معاك
but we have our minds and hearts
بالنسبة انت نقصت مصر
to serve Egypt. You saved Egypt.
انت نقصت مصر
ربنا اللي انقذ مصر.
It was God who saved Egypt.
60 سنة وشهر
I'm 60 years old,
سنة وشهر انا بنقول لك انت نقصت
and I would like to tell you that you saved
طب ما احنا
Egypt.
نقول ربنا انقذ مصر والحمد
Let's say that it was God who saved Egypt.
كده يعني. طب انا هقول على حاجه لان احنا كنا
I would like to say something.
رحمن كبيرين
حاج عبد الرحمن
يا فندم
عايز تقول لي
Haj Abdurrahman, do you have anything else to add? No, okay. Then I'll visit you, but you will exert a lot of effort and the state will support you.
والحاج بلال واللي زي
And Haj Bilal and others would help you.
مش بيقول ربنا سبحانه وتعالى ايه يعني
The verse from the Holy Quran says that he who revives it as if he has revived all people.
احنا كلنا مع بعض نعمل
So together we can do this not just for Siwa but for Egypt as a whole.
نعم.
We'd like to ask you for something to provide water to all the governorate of Matruh.
طب خليني اتكلم معاك اتفضل احنا في خطه موجوده مع
We have a plan that was developed to provide
المناطق الساحليه
all coastal areas with water.
الساحليه طب ممكن تقول لي طب والمناطق اللي جوه؟
You might ask, what about other areas? If they have wells, then we can contribute to digging and constructing these wells that would enable you have access to water. But the program developed by the state,
المحطه اللي موجوده النهارده
this station, the 150,000 cubic meters in El Alamein city, and there is a program for other stations to provide water
المدن الساحليه.
to coastal cities.
دي مشكله في مطروح في مطروح ميه شرب.
Is there a drinking water problem in Matruh? No, there isn't, because we have constructed enough water stations for Matruh city and the other cities. I was just talking to the governor and I told him that we cannot provide services to people. And part of it is due to the fact that we do not have in residential blocks.
اقدر اعمل برنامج في سينا.
I can develop such a program in Sinai because it is a complete integrated community. I can do the same in Al Alamein, in Salloum, in Matruh, because they are integrated communities. But in small satellites, it would be so difficult. If there is underground water, we can construct wells, but if there is no underground water, I cannot do anything about it. If I would construct a water desalination plant on the seashore, because usually they are constructed on the seashore, it is so difficult to distribute water everywhere, because the two biggest governorates in Egypt are the New Valley and Matruh governorates. So I want to be able to provide every spot in Matruh with water, to have stable water in Matruh. We need to have appropriate residential blocks. I mean a district with 10,000 citizens, for example, then we can do this. Even if this well would be of great depth, yet if it will provide drinking water, we can do it. We are not standing still.
وانا من 7 سنين
And 7 years ago, Matruh had a water problem, if you remember correctly. It had a water problem, and we constructed a station and then we expanded it to provide drinking water to Fayoum Governorate. So the program of the state is not just for the Mediterranean Sea or the coastal cities on the Mediterranean Sea, but also coastal cities on the Red Sea.
البرنامج اللي معمول
This program is a program to construct water desalination stations to distribute water to these cities. I would also like to tell you
مطالب كتير.
that there are a lot of requests and demands because we are already late.
لما بقول ان احنا بنشتغل
And when I say that we are working on the whole state, I wanted to say
محتاجين نعمل كتير
that we need to do a lot.
كتير قوي. مش طريق بس.
Not just a road or a school. We need a school, a road, a farm, a train, a lot of other things.
بنتكلم ما شاء الله
As we're talking about 105 million, the population of Egypt, and if we do not work everywhere the whole time, we want to be able to do it. As it was said, during COVID-19 we're working, and we are already still working now, and we will keep working. And
انا شايفه ده
the economic challenge,
الحكومه واحنا
the government, ourselves and yourselves,
واحنا كلنا هنقدر بفضل الله
we all, thanks to God, would be able to overcome it, and it will be part of history. As what happened with terrorism, they all became history. Also, this difficult economic condition, God willing, would become part of history. Your Excellency, the President, I'm Jibril Haddad from Dab'a city. First of all, I would like to convey to you greetings and congratulations from all people of Dab'a city and Matruh Governorate. In Matruh Governorate, we have seen on the ground development rates that are unprecedented. When we look at New El Alamein, the expansion of the international road between Alexandria and Matruh, especially from El Alamein city till Matruh, it is something that we are all proud of. Jibril, this road will reach Salloum, God willing. I'm talking about the plan. Even this road won't reach Matruh only. We are implementing it on different phases. First from Alexandria till El Alamein, and then from El Alamein till El Dab'a, and then from El Dab'a till Matruh, and then from Matruh will continue till Gargoob, and then from Gargoob till Salloum. In El Dab'a city now we have development in all fields. First, El Alamein airport is a source of pride for us. And we have seen when Your Excellency were receiving leaders and presidents, and this was a desert, and now it is constructed. And also the nuclear station helped Dab'a city. Now we can see a market in Dab'a, selling and buying of lands. And there is also construction on the coast. I have a proposal to make. After the master plan was put for the urbanization of the coastal line, and the Prime Minister is an expert in the field of planning, some villages and satellites and residential areas fall in this master plan, and by time they will all be developed. And we support that. We have no objections. And one remark, in nuclear station, when the decision was made in 1981, the compensations were paid in 1997. So there was injustice. And the people of Dab'a got the right back when Your Excellency decided to recompensate them. Only them, they got their right back. Back to my idea, when we got into the master plan for the urbanization of these areas, we are ready at any time to provide the land. But I have a proposal. In these areas, there were people who were farmers and had range lands. So I suggest that if you allocate a part between Sidi Abdurrahman till Dab'a for the citizen whose land was taken to take a plot of land here. He would receive an agricultural land on the lake, and he will pay for it. It won't be for free. And by this, we will have residential blocks to which we can provide easily services. So if this is possible, that between Sidi Abdurrahman till Dab'a, the lake is already there with all its branches and away from the coastal plan. If we can do this, we will be very thankful. And by this, we will achieve a number of points. We will facilitate the implementation of projects for the state. We will make the citizen enjoy stability, and also this desert land will be sold to the citizen, and this would be a national income. And by this also we are increasing the agricultural lands and the crops in Egypt. If this is possible, we would be very thankful. Thank you, Jibril. You just give me the opportunity to comment. Take your seat, please. We had a principle, Jibril, that no one would be harmed from any procedure the state would take. This is our general principle, because by the end of the day, you are the son of Egypt. So we always used to say that if the citizen or his family or this community would be harmed, then we need to compensate them for the crops, the land, and the house. This is our general principle. You're talking about development, and you said that when the station was constructed, selling and buying went fine. What about tourism? Didn't it make things better? So you are not just talking about the compensation I will give you. The compensation is just a part of it. But you have another form of life and livelihood. When will you feel it? When did you start feeling the impact of Al Alamein and Daba? Daba did not finish yet. Imagine when Daba is fully completed, God willing, and when we inaugurate the first part. Aren't there people working in this place, and there is a school, and your sons study at this school? So every project will have an impact on our people here in Matruh. This port will have an effect on the place close to the port, because there will be green hydrogen projects, ports. So everything that is done will have a positive impact. Maybe it would be slow. You won't see it fast. When you ask when would be this rapid train and what would this rapid train do for me, this place that we are inaugurating, we've been working on it for 4 years to make Egypt's ability for trade with Libya greater. This logistical hub I'm talking about, who would work on it? I will never forget the sellers and the traders of Barani al-Matruh and al-Hammam, and a very big market. I already told you that I lived here for years. But this was different from what we are doing now. Now there is a great potential in this area through the projects implemented. It takes time. I will get back to the proposal you made. For water, it's a very important matter. And I'm always honest to you. If there is an opportunity to make the lake, 2 lakes, 3 lakes rather, and provide water from East Egypt to every point in Egypt, nothing would stop me from doing so, if it's possible. Over the coming few months, you will witness the inauguration of the new delta. This new delta would be accessible to you. It would be accessible by every Egyptian. We did a lot of efforts, and the land would be available. We're talking about 2 million fiddans. And now there are 700,000 fiddans that we did not announce. Why? Because we are constructing 200 kilometers road to take us to this spot, and then we'll see whether there is sufficient water to plant these lands, and if water is available, what are we going to do exactly? We'll plant them, of course. Again, to provide water to Sidi Abdul Rahman and the Daba. So long as I have the opportunity to do it, then I will do it. If water is not available in El Hammam Lake, then the volume of available water is equivalent only to the agricultural lands that I have till El Hammam City or El Alamein or El Daba or Matruh. You need to be sure of that. If you are following up what is done in New Delta, we have 80 or 100 kilometers of lakes, and they are very big lakes of 30 meters to take enough water to plant 1 million fidans. So I have no problem here if water is available. When I talked about Siwa, Siwa has a good opportunity because it has underground water with one condition, that we organize this work scientifically, because what happened over the past 35 years in Siwa was that the citizens, each one has a plot of land, started taking from the surface water, and he did it scientifically, unknowingly. So this water was salinated, and this made the land become barren and became arid land. So to solve this problem, it costed us 2.7 billion. 20 or 25 years ago, when this issue was raised, it was said, are we going to spend billions for 4,000 families? Yes, they said, take those people from this place to the valley or somewhere else and save this amount, but we did not do that. So the general principle is that we do not want to deprive you of your right. Secondly, we look for your interest because your interest is our interest. Why am I saying this? Because some people might say, you took our land and you gave us money. But we did not want to leave this land. Never think that we are doing this compensation and we do not take this land except if it is for a public interest. For Gargoob port, for example, to be constructed, maybe there were a number of small residential communities. So we compensated them fully, because we are constructing this port not just to serve this residential community around Gargoob port, but it will going to serve the whole of Matruh Governorate, and also the rapid train. It will cost billions of dollars. Why are we constructing it? Not just to take Gabriel from one point to the other, but for the urbanization that you're talking about. This urbanization does not happen overnight. Some people might ask when we are going to see this. People in Egypt say so. Development and construction takes long years. But it's a matter of moving forward. We are moving ahead with the development, thanks God. And what is done in Egypt in light of these conditions is a gift from God. So again, back to your point about water, this is a very sensitive matter because we do not have excess water. If you have a place where we can construct a well, will do it. If water is available, I will construct the wells needed. In the name of Allah, peace and blessing be upon the Prophet Muhammad, his family and his companions. Mr. President, we would like to welcome Your Excellency. I'm Sheikh Mohammed Abdullah Al-Habbouni, the leader of Habboun tribe. We are honored to receive Your Excellency today, and we want to tell you that we need your support and assistance to facilitate the government procedures for citizens in Matruh Governorate, especially that the measures and procedures take long regarding properties and the possession of desert lands. Once more, we are honored to receive you, and may God bless you, and may God protect Egypt, and long live Egypt. Mr. President, in the name of Allah, peace and blessing be upon Prophet Muhammad Mahdi al-Umda, from Salloum city, in the name of the people of the western part of Egypt, we would like to welcome Your Excellency and thank you for honoring us with this historical visit that would have an impact on development in all fields, not just in Matruh, but the whole state. We would like also to thank Your Excellency for all national projects implemented in record time, starting with a Salloum port that was developed, and a Salloum crossing point, and Gargoub port, the nuclear station for peaceful purposes in Dab'a, new Alamein city, the new administrative capital, the electric train from Ain Sokhna till Matruh. All these projects were implemented in record time. Since we're talking about this stride in the field of transport and roads, we would like to ask Your Excellency to develop a Salloum Matruh International Road. This is considered to be an international road that connects countries, and up till now it is not developed. Since 2018 up till now, things are going slow on this road. We want it to be similar to the other corridors constructed in other governorates, and we support Your Excellency, and may God help you. Many happy returns. Thank you very much. I would like to tell you, I said at the beginning that this road we're talking about from Alexandria till Salloum is 700-800 kilometers. How were they constructed? 3 lanes or 4 lanes. Up till Matruh it would be 8 lanes each direction. And from Matruh afterwards we have a plan. How much does it cost? A lot. Billions. It will cost billions, and we've planned to construct it over the coming few years. But I would like to tell you something I said to the governor. I told him that if we want to construct and renovate Salloum city, you have a problem, because there was no good urban planning back then, so you have built, and the road is in the city on the sea immediately. We have considered this. This road that you're talking about is a necessity, an economic necessity, and not just your request. This is something we need to do, because, as you said, Gargoub is a seaport, an international seaport. This seaport should be connecting Gargoub to the east, Alexandria, and to the west, to Salloum. So you will find that we finished at Dab'a last year. How much time did it take? Record time. And now what's being done, and we have reached more than 140 kilometers. Yes, from Dab'a till Matruh, 140 kilometers. And from Matruh to Salloum, 280 kilometers. So this main road is about to be finished between Daba and Matruh, and the service lane is the only remaining one because it needs some utilities to finish it from Daba till Matruh. Next it will be from Matruh to Salloum, the 280 kilometers. How many lanes? It would be exactly like the road in Daba and Matruh and Alexandria. This is the plan. We have planned to do it, but while working on it, this distance from Salloum till Matruh will cost more than 15 billion pounds. And the cost has increased, of course. It has. We have planned to do it, and God willing, we'll finish Matruh during this year and move on to it. May God help you, Mr. President. With your kind prayers, we'll be able to do it. May you continue construction and development everywhere in Egypt. Thank you. Peace be upon you. Mayor Bashir Songari from Ali Abyad tribe in Marsa Matruh, in my name and on behalf of people of Matruh, we'd like to welcome you to Matruh. We have witnessed development everywhere, and development came to Matruh, and for us we have graduates, we have craftsmen and youth and investors who want to work. So we have a request from the people of Matruh, and I wish that you would approve of it. It supports development. Our request is establishing a company for the sons of Matruh, similar to the Sons of Sinai company that is constructing Sinai and other governorates now. So we should establish a company in the name of people and sons of Matruh to participate in implementing projects in Matruh, so all young people from Matruh would find jobs in it. You know that we do not have here job opportunities. People work on agriculture and rainfall, so I wish that we would establish this company, and we hope that the shareholders of this company would be the sons of Matruh, so that they would work in Matruh and then other governorates and maybe in the neighboring countries afterwards. Thank you. I thank you for this good idea, and I have no objection, because any effort from the civil society, from the community and the people of Matruh and Salloum to do organized work to create job opportunities for the people is something that we support. So it does not need anything. It is not my decision, Dr. Mustafa. It's your decision. If you want to establish this company, go on and do it. And we are there to help you. We won't go against anything that would be for the good of people. Peace be upon you, Mr. President. We would like to welcome Your Excellency amongst the tribes and leaders of the tribes of the Western Guardian of Egypt. I have a message to deliver to you from the mothers and fathers and young people who have prisoners in prisons. They ask Your Excellency to release these prisoners. Most of the people of Matruh depend on trade and customs. So we ask for facilities for the people of Matruh. We want our vehicles to be able to move between Matruh and Libya. And Libya right now is going through difficulties, but from Beni Ghazi up till here, thanks to your excellency, is secured. And this is one of the achievements. And this is one of the achievements. So we ask to support the list with the 150 vehicles and Sons of Matruh who trade between Egypt and Libya and move between Egypt and Libya to facilitate the procedures for them. And since this is your first visit to Matruh, I wish that you would accept these two requests. And I have met Your Excellency during your visit to Salloum. And we are patriotic and we are Egyptians. And we want to develop our country. So I am developing and presenting this message to Your Excellency. In order not to tell you something that I'm not sure of, I will check this. And you all need to be sure that anything that can help, I will support it. I don't know what is this matter that you're talking about. They will present it to me, and be sure that I will always be by your side. I do not just want to say something without understanding exactly what you're talking about. The 150 that you've talked about, the 150 are ones on the list of vehicles that move daily from Matruh to Libya. Yes, you talked about two things, this list and the prisoners. I will check both matters. And long live Egypt. Thank you. Just give us the opportunity. For Sinai, the state, when it comes to construct something like El Arish port, for example, here, to be honest, our people here in the western part of Egypt, when they feel that anything is for the interest of the state, I find the understanding on their part. In Sinai, we are exerting a lot of efforts for development. When I come to clear all lands from explosives and landmines, can I develop these lands? Then, yes, of course I can. We are working everywhere in Sinai, the south, the north, the east, the west, and the central part of Sinai. It's an opportunity for people in Sinai to hear that we as a state have no interest but the interest of the whole state and all people. Would you please give him the mic? Kamel Matar, the head of the Council of Egyptian Families and Tribes. I am honored today to meet Your Excellency along with tribes, ministers, leaders of the tribes and all participants. In fact, I will talk about two things. The first, from my viewpoint and the viewpoint of the Egyptian families and tribes, we call Your Excellency the revival of Renaissance in modern Egypt. Your Excellency received this country and since that day up till now you did not save any efforts to development of every spot in Egypt. And what was achieved over the previous 10 years was not attained in 30 years. And those of our age knows that best. Also, when we come to talk about Sinai, and we ask everyone to remember our martyrs, the police, the army, the sons of the tribes, may they all rest in peace. Mr. President, you are challenging difficulties, and this is what we found through your work on the ground. Sinai since 2014 up till 2023 has been suffering from terrorism, and its people were suffering from terrorism. Your Excellency, Mr. President, challenged this difficulty. You fought terrorism, and in meantime you developed Sinai. Mr. President, I'm talking here about truths. In the year 2013, Sinai had 650 kilometers of roads. Since 2015 up till 2020, there are almost 3,000 kilometers of roads. Today, Sinai now, thanks to the President and our great army, became totally free from terrorism. Mr. President, you challenged difficulties while your army was fighting terrorism in parallel. Construction and the development of infrastructure of Sinai Peninsula was taking place. We have now 3,000 kilometers of roads in Sinai. Also 5 tunnels were constructed. And they connect now Sinai Peninsula to the canal governorates and other governorates. Development is felt now by every citizen in Sinai. The distribution of 10,000 fiddans, each Bedouin family took 5,000 fiddans. And also, Your Excellency, allocated 2017 Bedouin houses for the tribes and sons of tribes in Sinai. All this, Mr. President, in addition to the industrial touristic development that's taking place now in Sinai. All this is thanks to the development of infrastructure. Mr. President, construction is always difficult. And people only feel happy after they finish the construction, then people are able to reap the fruit of their efforts. Your Excellency exerted efforts, and I would like to tell you right now that we as sons of Egyptian families and tribes are supporting you, and we are constructing Egypt together, Mr. President. We are your supporter, and we are working for construction and not demolition, and we wish that we always meet. We are your honorable sons, the Egyptians, who work for the interest of Egypt. Thank you, Mr. President, for giving me this opportunity. And may we always meet you again. And we'll invite you to visit us. Thank you. Thank you.
سعدت وتشرفت ان انا
glad and honored to be here with you today and listen to you and you listen to me. Many happy returns. And as I told you before, we took a lot of steps over the previous years, and thanks to God we'll continue together construction and development, and we will listen to the words of the evil people. We will keep our promises to you, Mr. President. Thank you very much. Thank you all.